I'm not Psyduck, I'm Sammy. Or should I say I'm Scuffy? I hope no one gets too excited because this is very, very minimal. Hello, I'm moving. Ooh. I am me. You're what? You're Kai. Or are you saying you're a meme? I am meme. Ho ho ho. If I thought of this idea a little bit earlier, I would have actually done some funny stuff with this, I think. But seeing as things worked out the way they did, and this was a very last minute idea, you kind of get the bare minimum today. Wow! I'm moving! I'm schmoving! She's schmoving! Blah, 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 blah. Hello, hi Psyduck. You are Psyduck. And I really want to draw Psyduck, except there's a few bozos who keep saying they want to, and then actually don't. Anyways, hello, happy April Fool's Day. I'm here. I had this idea literally on Friday to draw a silly model and rig it because I was like, you know what, if I do the really basic stuff, then I can totally do it in a day, which I did. Obviously not everything is quite working, but like it moves, my mouth moves, my eyes move. Yeah. I'm gonna show you the whole thing. Wha bam, hello. I'm schmovin', woohoo. So another reason why I wanted to do this was because I wanted to try this particular method of mouth rigging. It's not like anything I've done before. I had this idea actually a long time ago to kind of incorporate like a little bit of frame by frame mouth animation. It's not exactly frame by frame, but there's different mouth shapes incorporated into it that lets me do the bean mouth. But I wasn't sure if it would work until I saw Michi Mochi Eevee's chibi model, which does do that same kind of mouth rigging. Oh. What's that? Why'd my... Oh. Spoiler. I did also include this where my eyes get really wide. But anyways, going back to my mouth thing, ads incoming. I literally just ran ads to avoid this. What the heck? What the heck? Did I not just run 3 minutes of ads to avoid this? Well, whatever. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep yapping about my mouth because I'm very excited about it. I didn't think it was possible, and then I saw a big VTuber with that same kind of mouth rigging. So I was like, okay, it's totally doable, and I think I know how to do it. So I gave it my best shot. I did kind of have to mess with things. If I don't know if you've noticed, but I can't. I used to have an O-shaped mouth incorporated into this. I had to forfeit it because I ran into a problem. So usually when I rig, I use the same mouth rigging chart. And with this particular style of mouth rigging, it didn't quite work out because most of my like neutral like mouth talking movements all came out in the O shape. And I was like, I don't really want my default to be a circular mouth. But in the process of trying to eliminate that, I ended up getting rid of it altogether. So now I can't make an O with my mouth. Like the best you get is O, O, ooh, O, ooh. Yeah, so there's no O's. It's either smiling or frowning. But yeah, when even Scuffy do, like even Scuffier do, maybe that'll be next. My original plan actually, well, not my original plan, but when I first thought of doing a Scuffy Doo model, as in on Friday, I was gonna just do a stick figure, but then I thought about it and I was like, if I'm gonna rig a model, I may as well do one that I'm gonna use anyways. So as much as this was kind of done as like a joke, I think I'm probably gonna use this for the foreseeable future. It'll be kind of like it'll be a placeholder until I actually rig the other one. But honestly, after I rigged this, I was like, it's kind of cute. She kind of cute. But it's very bare bones. There's no toggles or anything. Even the eyes widening, that's not even a toggle. That's literally just what happens when I widen my eyes enough. But true to the Scuff name, sometimes if I look up like normally, like it thinks my eyes are really wide, which is what happened earlier. Like if I'm looking down and then I just move my eyeballs up, it thinks my eyes are really wide. Show me your Pokemon TCG pocket hits. I would if I had any. I do not. I don't got anything. Yeah, I think I've even been trying to wonder pick for some hits, and I've just my luck all went to Kai. I think Kai got some hits earlier. He's been doing pretty good, but yeah, I'm all bouncy and movie. I did manage to get the little stepping thing working, using the foot lift as more of a physics parameter than like I think the first time I tried to rig steppies into my model, I just like rigged the whole motion as an arc, but then it had this weird thing where sometimes like it would get stuck in the middle, like my foot would just be in the air and I'd just be standing on one foot. But I realized if I link it to physics, then like it'll just kind of lift and fall naturally no matter how far I step. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, going back to the mouth, I'll show a closer look because the other thing about the mouth is I literally was so I had the general idea of how to rig this kind of mouth, but now and then you'll kind of see, luckily it doesn't happen super often, but you can kind of see in between the frames, so it's kind of like a blur. Like you can kind of see both the smiling and the frowning like mouth, like they kind of overlap a little bit. And I thought this was kind of just the best I could do. But literally, I don't remember if it was last night or this morning, I saw a video tutorial and a mouth shape guide for this kind of rigging. And I was like, damn, where was this 2 days ago? That would have been really helpful 2 days ago. But now I know what to do for next time. That was also a reason why I did this. I was like, I spent all of Sunday drawing and rigging this. Actually, okay, so what happened was I had the idea on Friday night, but I didn't have time to work on it Friday night. It was literally just an idea. And then all of Saturday I was out touching grass. So I didn't have time to work on it. It was just an idea floating in the air. And then I believe Saturday night we got home and I was like, okay, let me just start drawing it. So I started drawing Scuffy Doo, and then I spent all of Sunday, or like maybe like half of Sunday, rigging it. And now Now she's schmovin'. Now I move. I'm alive. Woohoo! Yeah, but I wish I saw that guide a little bit earlier. I think the person who posted it only posted it like last night anyway, so, but it would have been helpful in doing this because it was a very simple thing that needed to be fixed. But this will make it easier because I do still kind of want to do this mouth rigging for my full model. I think simultaneously doing this made me want to rig it more, but it also made me feel like I want to wait a little bit. Like, I feel like there's things I want to touch up with the art now that I know what I'm doing. So I'm more confident, but I think it'll be delayed a little bit more too. But yeah, in the meantime, here we are, Scuffy Doo. You know what else was really scuffed was when I was posting the announcement. I was like, I like set up the post, I had it saved as a draft, and I was like, okay, cool. I'll just go ahead and post it now that I'm pretty sure what time I'm gonna stream. Because that was the big thing. I wasn't sure exactly what time I would stream. And then the second I posted it, I don't know if it was because it was raining this morning or what, but the internet very briefly went out. So then my tweet got stuck in limbo, and I had a screenshot too where it was just stuck loading at like 90%, and it just wouldn't post. And so after a couple minutes, it finally did post. But I was like, man, we're off to a great start. Yeah. Anyways, I was debating what we were gonna work on today because on one hand, we do have to get through those wedding cards because I think we're about 6 months out from the wedding now, which is very scary. But also, I feel weird working on it on April Fool's Day. Like, it just feels wrong in a way. So instead, I'm gonna work on something that I also need to have done by Friday. Well, I don't have to, but I would like to have done by Friday. Which is that twirly art, fan art that we started, I think, last week. So yeah, let's switch over to, well, give me a second. My thing is being a little bit funky wonky. Okay, let's switch over to the iPad screen. We're back to Twirly. So Twirly here has her official model debut on the 4th, which I think is Friday. Today's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Friday. So her model debut is on Friday. And so I was hoping to do some art for her. We started this last week. I did make a few changes off stream, excuse me. But yeah, I think the main thing, which I think I talked about at the end of that last stream, was I felt like I wanted her eyes a little bigger because Twirly has a very, like, not like very stylized face, but she's got very particular, what do you call it? Proportions. So she's got that, and she's got her kind of like cat mouth, like that style of mouth. So yeah, I originally didn't have that style of the mouth. I just kind of had a normal mouth, but I've noticed that every time she draws herself, and I think even on her model, she has the cat mouth. Oh, hiccups. But yeah, I decided to put that on there. So those are the only changes I made off stream. So in the meantime, I think we have a lot of the basics done. So I think what we'll do is we'll render it, and then I like to go back and make the line art thicker. Sometimes I like to do that before coloring, but in this case I thought it would be cool to just get all the colors and everything done and then fix the line art after, and then we can do like all the background stuff. So I mentioned before that she has a very cake roll, swirly cake roll theme, so I kind of want to draw her on a cake roll. But yeah, I think from here, so last time we did the eyes, which like I said, I did resize and then kind of redraw so it wouldn't be so pixelated. Let's just jump into rendering her skin for today. Not for today, for now. I'm hoping to get this done today, but if not, then that's okay. Yeah, and the plan for tomorrow and Thursday, I think tomorrow I do want to work on wedding cards because, like I said, I gotta lock in on that. And then Thursday if people, I mean by people I mean Kai and Vanilla Mochi, if they are down, then we will draw Psyduck on Thursday. That is the goal anyways. We'll see. Sammy, how's your day? Pretty good. Had work earlier, which was like pretty normal. Being nice and productive at work. Actually, you know what was really funny though? An hour before stream, so like an hour and 20 minutes ago, we had another earthquake. I don't know if I even mentioned the last earthquake. I think I did, but we were relatively close to the epicenter of an earthquake a couple weeks ago, and we had another one right before stream. It wasn't as big, but it was definitely like, we definitely felt it. So I was like, oh shoot. Like at first I thought it was just like a really loud car, but then I was like, with earthquakes, you kind of hear it and you feel it, and the rumbling is like much more prolonged than if like a car drives by, or like even if like a car like ran into the building or something. Not that I've ever experienced that, but it's how I'd imagine it would be. But yeah, we had an earthquake earlier, and it was interesting for sure. Nothing crazy, but yeah, earthquakes are always interesting, I think. Oh, you know what the other thing about earthquakes is though? Speaking of earthquakes, you know how there was that big one in Myanmar recently? Every time there's a really big earthquake somewhere, like enough for like structural damage, there's always people on the internet who suddenly think that they're professional structural engineers. And as someone who literally, okay, what is going, oh, that's why. I was like, why is this being so weird? Okay, anyways. And as someone who literally has a degree in civil engineering, I don't even consider myself a structural engineering expert. But I saw this video not too long ago. It was of the recent big earthquake, and it was basically this building. It was like two towers connected by a bridge, and the whole bridge was like basically crumbling. It was falling apart, it was crumbling. And the number of people in the comments who were like, no, that's supposed to happen. It's a break point. It's an engineering thing called a break point. And there were dozens and dozens of people saying, it's fine, the bridge was supposed to collapse because it's a break point. I was like, what the fuck is a break point supposed to be? Where it causes an entire bridge to collapse. Like, I understood the logic that they were thinking, but if you're trying to design something for failure, like design it so that it fails in a specific way, that specific way should not involve an entire bridge collapsing onto a populated street. I think that was so stupid, and the number of people who were like, no, it's designed like that. That was supposed to happen. I'm like, no, the frick it wasn't. So yeah, that was something that was kind of grinding my gears recently, was like, why does everyone think they know everything about structures all of a sudden? I don't know. And it happens every time there's a big earthquake. And it's just, oh, people, come on. I don't know nothing about anything. Sure you do. I'm sure you know enough to know that if a building is falling and people are dying because of the building falling, that the building probably wasn't supposed to fall. Oh my gosh, my eyes bugged out. He doesn't? Fair enough. I feel like that all the time though. Like sometimes I'm talking to my supervisor and like I can tell that he probably thinks I'm a little stupid. Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes he tells me, he's like, oh, he did a good job on XYZ. But sometimes he's talking to me and then I say something stupid, or that's probably stupid, because he like pauses and he just goes, not quite. Or, no. And he's very polite about it. But it's the tone of his voice that tells me, like, okay, what I said probably was not correct. Yeah. Yeah, and like not knowing things is okay, but pretending you know things when you don't is where it gets kind of like, okay, now you're just like loud and wrong. Like a bunch of people on TikTok just decided they heard the term breakpoint and thought, yeah, that's an engineering thing. And that engineering thing means that the bridge is supposed to collapse. Like, no. We don't build bridges for the sake of the whole thing crumbling. Breakpoint is my state of being. Understandable. That's like, what was it? When we were learning about stress limits in school, I made so many jokes about like, yep, I'm at my stress limit. How are you also, Vanilla Mochi? Also, are you down to draw Psyduck on Thursday? I know you said this week was good, but I don't think we ever specifically said a day. But how do you feel about Thursday for Psyduck? Oh my gosh, I leaned a little too far back. Oh, oh. Breakpoint is my, okay. My model's bugging and so am I. Psyduck, yeah! I want to do it this week. Vanilla Mochi said he was down this week. And this week is, we're a few days into this week. How does Thursday sound for everyone? Psyduck on Thursday? We down? Are we down? Please? I don't want to put it off forever. It's been weeks now. I also feel like I'm doing way too much with this. I was like kind of absent-mindedly drawing, but now I'm like, I think I'm going a little too ham on the shadows. Thanks, Kofi Streambot. Okay, that looks good. I do kind of want the light to be coming from like this way. I don't know if you can even, the cursor's kind of small, but like this way. Pew, 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 hitting her face. Bam, bam, bam. So I feel like I should do a little more on this side. How to like emphasize that the arm is like kind of round. We're looking at a round surface here. I feel like this is like a good default like shadow placement. It's just right on the palm. Okay, I'm not sure if I like the shadow on the arm anymore. I thought I did, and then I kept looking at it, and I'm not feeling it anymore. Oh, I missed it. I'll try Thursday, but if not, can we do Friday? I'm not against Friday, but I think Kai and I have a thing on Saturday, so we might need Friday to prepare for that. We can talk about it off stream too. But it sounds like either Thursday or Friday. Maybe I should move this like down a little bit. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, I'm just gonna see if I'm still trying to figure out ads because I ran ads earlier, but then there's still like automatic ads coming in. So I'm gonna actually, me and Kai are busy Saturday. Yeah, it's Blanket and Kai's wedding. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately. Weddings are not unfortunate, but yeah, I think. Well, we'll just let the ads happen. There's an ad break incoming in about 2 minutes. Just FYI, just a heads up. Which is fine. We're just chilling here. We're just struggling with the hand. Y'all don't need to see me struggling with hands. We already know I struggle with hands. Maybe I'll do something like this. No, I don't like that. Maybe just on the pinky, because it's like bending downwards or like forward, if that makes sense. It's actually me and Kai throwing Yimus, that's Sammy backwards, into a deep hole with water at the bottom. What if I can't swim? What if I can't swim? Actually, one toggle that I do have on this model, I said there were no toggles, but there's exactly one. It just doesn't work all the way. Is I tried to do an angry toggle because one thing that you can't track with these models is the angle of your eyebrows. You can track the form, but not the angle. Except I don't think I rigged the angle quite enough, so now my angry toggle is at most just a little bit concerned. This is as angry as I can get, apparently. I thought I angled it more, but this is as angry as I can get. Concerned Sammy, or like this, smug Sammy maybe, at best. I don't know, you can't even really see my eyebrows that well. But yeah, it's the most useless toggle and it's the only one I have on here. It's your evil twin, you must. See, if I do it normally, I just look sad. But if I do it with the toggle, I look concerned. You miss. Evil twin. Ha. Okay. Maybe I should just like not do much with the hands at all. Maybe we'll just leave it at that for now. I'm debating like maybe put something here. Like, okay, maybe I should come up from all the way over here. We've got bottom of the arm ish, somewhere around here. And then over here, kind of like armpit turns into chest. Ads incoming! Sorry, friends. Sorry for the ad jail. I thought if I ran the ads at the beginning that it wouldn't do that, but then it did it anyways, so yeah, I think I'm still trying to figure that part out a little bit. So apologies for all that, which is funny that I say that because anyone who's trapped by ads is just, you know, in the ads. Ew, ads, I know, right? I was trying to figure it out so that like people wouldn't have to get trapped in ads as badly. Like if I did it during the starting screen, then it wouldn't be so bad. But then I did that. I ran like 3 minutes of ads, and then like right after it ended, it was like, oh, ads coming in 2 minutes, and I was like, but I just did ads. I just did that. So I don't know. I might need to look into it more. Or maybe I just set it up wrong. I don't know. My main thing was I didn't want the pre-rolls because I feel like I hate going into streams for like the first time to check someone out and then like I get stuck in like a whole bunch of ads. But yeah. So far, so good. I feel like this is simple enough, but and then sometimes I'm like, I know I do like to do like cell shading and a little bit of like the soft shading, but recently I've been like, maybe for skin I should just stick with like the soft shading, because it's like, you know, it's skin, so it should be like soft. There shouldn't be too many like super hard shadows. Maybe I'll try that. Let's see. I think I could. Let's do a version where we just. I mean, I didn't really finish that yet, anyways, but we did something more like that. Like that was kind of. I don't know. Eeny, meeny. I don't know. Maybe I'll try this time. I'll try keeping it soft today. I'll keep that other layer still, but I think this will be as good a time as ever to experiment with this. Maybe I'll try to make this a little bit harder though, like not super soft, but I don't know. Sure. Maybe a little more here. That's an eraser. It was raining so hard earlier, like, but only for this morning. It was very loud. Which makes me wonder if I actually, because my original plan was to go into the office tomorrow, but like, if it rains, I feel like that's also a good excuse not to, but I know I shouldn't use that as an excuse. My motivation to go into the office has just been very low lately, because then I have to get up so early to like catch the train and everything, and then I end up leaving early too, and then I'm like, okay, I end up getting less done anyways because I have to leave early. And I show up on time, but then it's like several hours of my day that just go into commuting. I don't know, it's not I feel less productive when I go in, if that makes sense. Like, I'm more productive at my desk, but then I lose so many hours getting to and from the office. On this layer, I'm also gonna do some on the knees, little blush on the knees. Okay, I don't hate this. Let's see also, like that versus this. Could do both. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep both. But if I keep both, then I am gonna kind of soften this up a little bit. Yeah, let's just throw this all together. do the hair next. Okay, let's merge that. I'm pretty happy with that gradient for the purple to pink. Not sure if I want to do the thing with the hair. I think I do, where you kind of put a little bit of the skin color on here. Yeah, I like that. Okay, we'll do that just slightly. Well, that might be too much. Okay, that works. Yeah, that works. You're cooking. Oh, I forgot I have the eyes over it too, just a little bit. In the meantime, ooh, hope you didn't hear that. My stomach just growled, but not like in the hungry way. I think in the suddenly started talking a lot out of the blue way. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll start with really harsh shadows and then turn it down later, because I feel like this is a good way to actually see all of this. You know what other exciting thing happened recently was Kai and I put our second wedding payment down, which was very scary, very exciting, and very scary, because that means the wedding date is fast approaching. Man, I'm getting jitters. I feel like every other day I just have like a little bit of a crisis where I'm like, oh shoot, I feel like there's still a lot to be done. But at the same time, like, I feel like we're pretty on track, but like there's still definitely things like we still need to actually finish the invitations, and we need to get like the dresses for the flower girls and like all the stuff for like the ring bearers. But at the same time, like, our flower girls and ring bearers are growing very fast, as children do, but like more so because one of our ring bearers is going to turn 13 next month, and so he's going to be growing a lot. So we're like, okay, we don't want to buy clothes for them too early, but at the same time, like, I hesitate to put it off too long, which is probably how my dance teacher used to feel. She used to always talk about how like sizing clothes for like dance costumes and stuff for the kids was always hard, because kids grow and you can't really predict how much they'll grow either. So yeah, I also have to figure out hair and makeup. Like, I know people tend to do like trials and stuff for that, so I have to figure that out. I was sent a recommendation for someone who does both, or maybe it was two separate people, I can't remember. So I should probably reach out about that. This one can probably curve a little more. Wow, live 2D debut. Yeah, Scuffy Doo is here. I drew and rigged this on Sunday pretty much. Technically I drew it Saturday night. Kai and I were out most of Saturday, but Saturday night we got home. I drew this really quick and then I rigged it all like Sunday afternoon pretty much. So, yeah, super scuffy, super my mouth doesn't always move the way it needs to because I only have two mouth shapes pretty much. But it was also a good chance to kind of practice this kind of mouth rigging because it is a little different than how I did like all my other VTuber kids. But yeah, here I am. Yee. No toggles or anything, except the one that doesn't quite work for my angry face that isn't actually that angry, so yeah. Well, I can wiggle around. I can make a face when people say unhinged things in chat. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I don't know how this happened also, but when I have my wide eyes, I can look down, but I can't really look up. Like, this is as far up as I can look. Which definitely wasn't how I originally rigged it, but something got messed up along the way. But that's why we're called Scuffy Doo, because not everything works properly. And it be like that sometimes. Hehe. Anyways, yeah. Scuffy Doo is here, and I'm working on art for someone else's debut. Yeah, I think most of the time she uses either a PNG or there's that like free, I don't know if it's free to use, but there's that like customizable Omori style VTuber model that a lot of people use. So she uses that quite a bit too. I think she was using it more recently to kind of get the hang of piloting the model and stuff on stream and like seeing how tracking works. So yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see Twirly in her live 2D model form. Yeah. Yeah, I actually came across Twirly because I did fan art for yet another VTuber that I watch. For her, she had like a new outfit debut maybe a couple months ago now. And Twirly also did some art for her for that, except I can't remember if hers was commissioned art. But yeah, that was also shared on that stream, and so I followed her after that and started watching her streams, which are nice and cozy and stuff. So yeah. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with all the gimmicks and stuff of streaming, so like making this model was really fun, and now I'm like, what do I do next? One thing that I want to do actually is that like stream fishing. I think it's lurk bait, because I like fishing in other people's chats when they have that plugin extension thingamabob or whatever you call it. And it was something that I was thinking about even before I started streaming. Oops, I like broke the model. The moon haunts me. I am haunted. Hi Lee, how are you? What does that mean? Who is haunting you? Do I have to fight the moon? The moon haunts me. That's such an ominous statement. Like, are you a werewolf or are you just not a fan of moons? Sammy, are we getting Animal Crossing in tomorrow's direct? Tomorrow? Tomorrow? Is there a direct tomorrow? I thought we just had a direct. It's Rivals? Oh. Like Marvel Rivals? Marble Weibo? Tomorrow? Yeah, we had a direct last week and they announced Tomodachi Life. Wait, is there another one? I don't know. I mean, I like Animal Crossing, so if oh, there's also the new Nintendo Now app where they've been making announcements because they made that Zelda movie announcement on the app because they announced that during the direct. Well, not the movie, the app, and then the app was like crashing. Yeah, we are. Ooh. Well, now that makes me not want to go into the office. So I can. Well, I guess I can watch it from the office. No, but depending on what time it is, because I feel like the time that it normally is like when I would be on the way to work. But I would love Animal Crossing. What else are people predicting? And I say the moon haunts me because I say the moon is my vertigo. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, just chilling, just drawing. Had a pretty normal work day, and I'm still kind of debating whether I want to go into the office tomorrow because that's never fun. Lee drew a teddy bear. They're trying their very best. Heck yeah. Don't forget that I have a little daily doodle redeem. I feel like I don't talk about that enough, but yeah, I just thought it would be a fun little thingy-mabobber. Yeah, actually something, I don't know if I would call this fun, but something interesting that happened was an hour before I started stream, we had another earthquake. Kai was on the phone with his dad, I think, and he came in, we were like, oh, earthquake. Which is only weird because that's the second one we've had on the same fault line in the last few weeks. I think the last one was maybe 2 weeks ago. I could be remembering that wrong, but yeah, my head is spinning badly, so I'm a little slow on my schoolwork. Oh, well, take care of yourself. Make sure to drink lots of water and get lots of rest. Yeah, take care of yourself first, and then worry about the schoolwork after. No point in pushing yourself too hard. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, though. That sounds not very fun at all. Speaking of which, I should probably drink some water, too. Give me 1 second. The vanilla mochi drew an apple. I sure hope there aren't any doctors here. Is it weird for me that it's easier to pronounce Russian over French? Honestly, I feel like both are very hard for me to pronounce. Not that I have studied either of them, but yeah, I did Spanish in high school, which was fine except for the fact that I can't roll my R's. So it just sounded very funky when I did. Cool thing about this rigging is that mouth does look like the mouth you would probably make when you drink water. Watch, this is me drinking water. Woo! And it broke, but that was pretty much the face. Hello, Arabic and Hebrew. I want to learn Russian, Arabic, Hebrew, Persian, Kurdish, and Uzbek. Ooh, that's a lot of languages. But it's always very handy to know lots of languages. I think it's really cool. Good luck with that. I hope it works out well. Is that what the schoolwork is for? Is like language classes? I did 0-second languages because schedule didn't allow it. Oh yeah, our school required, I can't remember exactly how many years, but our high school required us to take like a few years of a foreign language in order to graduate, or maybe it was just one, I don't know, but it was like highly recommended. So I did Spanish, which being in California is probably the most useful one. Aside from like, I actually think Chinese might be one of the top languages in my area aside from English. So, but seeing as I am already Chinese, it's a little less impressive on resumes and such when a Chinese person speaks Chinese. Which is what everyone tells you too, but Uzbekistan is my dream country to visit. Ooh, no, it's my own time. I'm a history honor student. Ooh, fancy schmancy. That's some smart stuff. You're a smart cookie. I think that's really cool. I should pick up like another language. I don't know what language I would do though. Could do Vietnamese to talk to Kai's family a little better. I don't think my Vietnamese is very good. I'm not even gonna try right now because I feel like I'm gonna say not so. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna butcher something. I was too busy doing every art class and then being part of Go Home Club. Because I have the name Lee, people think I'm Chinese. Yeah, I won't say my exact last name, but I'll just say that my last name is. It's a Chinese last name, but it's spelled more the way you would spell it in Korean, if that makes sense. It has a more Korean spelling. So a lot of people think I'm Korean when they first meet me, or if like they see my name on a roster. I know of other like Chinese people who spell it the same way too, but technically speaking, it is technically more Korean spelling. But yeah. I have a cousin whose last name is Lee. He wanted to name his son Bruce, and his wife was like, absolutely not. so, uh, so they compromised and made it his middle name. I don't know what it is about this like side piece of hair, but I'm just not feeling this. In case you couldn't tell by the number of times I've redrawn this, like I think I wanted to go this general direction. Lee is a nickname my grandma gave me. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, fun fact, Sammy Dew. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting that my face needs to be tracked and leaning way too far off. But anyways, fun fact, the name Sammy Dew was actually a nickname from Kai back before we started dating. Um, we were just two people in college exchanging contact information, and I guess my name kind of reminded him of Scrappy Doo, from Scooby Doo. So he put my name in his phone contact as Sammy Doo, and it kind of stuck. And so now here I am, several years later, as Sammy Doo. Yeah, it was kind of. I don't know if I would say it was my original art handle, because when I first decided I would try posting my art online, there was a lot of self-confidence issues, so I called myself Doo Doo Doodles because yeah, that's kind of how I saw myself. And then eventually that kind of evolved to Sam. Well, at that point I think I wanted to switch to Sammy Doo because it just had a nice ring to it. But Sammy Doo was taken, so then I did Sammy Doodle, but like with an extra period in it. So it was Sammy Doodle for a while. But then everywhere else aside from Instagram, which was where I started, I was pretty much using Sammy Doo. So after a while, I switched it to It's Sammy Doo because I was like, if I can't have Sammy Doo, I'll do something close enough. And yeah, Kai also was kind of the one that inspired me to get back. I don't know if I would say get back into digital art, but like I've always kind of drawn, if that makes sense. I briefly got into digital drawing specifically in high school, which was the first time I was introduced to a drawing tablet it was actually through a multimedia art class. And I was like, oh wow, drawing tablets are pretty cool. I got one for my birthday after that, but I think I struggled to find a program that I like to use, so then I kind of put that aside for a while, went back to just, doodling in notebooks and such. But then at some point in college, I think a couple years after I was dating Kai at that point, I got an iPad for Christmas and was still kind of debating whether I wanted to get Procreate because that was kind of what I saw a lot of online, as many people do. And then Kai was like, you know what, just do it. And he actually bought Procreate for me because I was spending so much time mulling over it that he was like, you know what, it's not that much. Let me just buy it for you. And fast forward to all that other stuff, and now here I am as Sammy Doo. Okay, I need to stop worrying about this because I've spent so much time just to get this little line. Master overthinker here. I'm gonna switch the BGM as well, probably after this particular one. We'll just randomize it on Spotify, see what it spits out from Stream Cafe. My friend sent me an apology for blowing up at me the other day, so in return I spam 50 shitpost images. He's confused, which is my attention. That's an interesting payback. So does that mean you forgive him, or is that you saying like, or is that you just getting back at him? Oh, I think maybe something is bleeding over a little bit from the eye. I think right here is. Almost didn't notice that. Here? No, it's fine on the other side. Alright. Maybe something down here. I didn't really care. There was one time he thought we were fighting. I didn't even know. And I walked over to his house. That's always kind of funny. It's like, or not funny, but it's relieving when you realize that there's nothing wrong. But I've definitely been there where I'm like, I can't tell if someone's mad at me, so I'm like treading really carefully, and then they're like, what? I didn't know anything was wrong. This is a fun one. Man, now that I have live 2D tracking, you can see how much I tilt my head when I draw. I'm a little embarrassed about that. Like, you think this is an exaggeration, but I really be tilting my head like this when I draw. There was one day a different friend and I were out for a walk. We were thirsty, so we went to my friend. We were talking about home. Knocked, went inside, grabbed a bottle of water, then left. Sorry for the long. Oh, don't worry. I love reading long messages because it means there's lots to talk about. Yeah, I feel like I never got like that close to my friends where I just kind of like stumble into their house. Most of the time I would like let them know ahead of time, but like I always love seeing that dynamic where it's like you feel like super duper at home, you just kind of show up whenever. I think that's pretty cool. But also maybe it's like, because depending on the area that you're in, like you don't really want to leave your house unlocked like that, if that makes sense. Like, I personally wouldn't. Which is funny because we actually did that in college, because we didn't really have a good like common room for our specific dorm, so me and my roommates kind of just left the door unlocked so our friends could come in and stuff and sort of use our room as a quote-unquote common room. So I guess I kind of did have that experience now that I think about it. There was one time he insulted me in games, so I walked over to his house to slap him and then walked home and continued playing video games. That's a power move right there. By the way, it's a 30-minute walk one way. I don't know if I would go that far. That's commitment. That's really funny though. At that point, I would have grabbed a snack too. Been like, hey, I'm raiding your fridge, by the way, because that was a long walk. Yeah, I would walk that far to like middle school, like my middle school from like my grandparents' house and stuff, but I don't know if I would go over there just for one interaction and then leave. I spent an hour of my day to slap my friend. I hope it was worth it. I hope you got a nice good slap out of it if that was the case. Sounds like you guys are very close friends then. I'm that petty to my friends. I know I'm going down and I'm taking you with me, my friend group. That's always fun. If I'm going down, you're coming with me. Okay, that might be okay for the... I'm wondering if I should make this really long, actually. Like, kind of go like... no, I kind of like this better, I think. Now I'm kind of wishing I didn't merge the purple into it because it's seeming really light now, but maybe it's also because this... I'm open to 80. 80 is a nice even number. I think I will add a little more purple though. Maybe I'll use a darker one. My friend group is close because it's completely built on insults and bullying. Okay, that means you guys can be really honest with each other, which I think is a good trait to have in a friend group. Yeah. Because otherwise, if you're like tiptoeing around stuff all the time, then that's no fun either. I think I'll use some white to kind of break this up a little bit. Just a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's probably okay. Maybe a little more. Yeah, okay. I'm liking that. Okay, and then we just have clothes, shoes, that hair ribbon and necklace. Okay, good progress. Can't hurt each other as well, or as we are always doing that. Yeah, no one's feelings get hurt if it's the norm. Okay, not merge. Let's group all these together. I think I will just go ahead and merge all the clothes pieces together and just shade it all at once. Save me a bit of time. I'll use a multiply layer mostly because we've got white, and that, in my opinion, is the best way to kind of do that. I've spread misinformation on my friend while we were in the same voice chat with the rest of my friends, and everyone pretends it's true. That's like group gaslighting. But as long as you guys are all friends and you guys all have an understanding, like a mutual understanding. Give me 1 second, it's starting to get dark. I need to turn the light on. Alright, get some light in this room. Okay. Maybe I'll use a purple color. And we'll do the same thing where we start kind of dark and then it doesn't even look that bad. But we'll start darker than we think we need it and then lighten it as we go. I should probably take a break at some point. I feel like that's something that I need to make a habit of, is taking a quick little break so that I'm not like sitting and staring at a screen for so long, even though that's what I normally would do anyways. My Finnish friend, we say he's Mongolian because there's a bad research saying that Finnish people are connected to Mongolians. He's Fingolian. That's an interesting one. I don't think I've ever heard that one. Finnish. I mean, if you go back far enough, everyone, you could say that everyone ends up connected at some point. I feel like that's a common anthropology thing. Is that the right anthropology? I think that's the right one. Should I just do a whole thing like this? Maybe that's too big. Maybe something like that, yeah. Little bulb. Far back, yes. Anthropology is on that. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. One of my friends, I think, originally went into school to study anthropology, but I think he switched. He switched around quite a bit, but he recently passed the bar exam and is now. I think that makes. Yeah, I think he's practicing law and stuff now, which is very exciting for him. Smart cookie, that one. Okay, okay, what I think I should do, let me just completely shade this in and erase. Maybe that's a better approach. I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm just shading everything. Let's see. So like if we kind of hit here. Oops. Maybe like a little bit here. It almost be like this should also. How do I want to do this one like this? Or should I just do the edge like that? Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe like erase a little here. Okay, I'm not against that. Part of why this is feeling a little weird is because of where I put the shadows under it, like the cast shadows. Let me just set the tip here. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna take a really quick break. I'll be right back here. I'll do a little text. I should add a little BRB thing, but BRB. Oh, do I already have that somewhere? Oh, I do. What does this say? Oh, okay. It says BRB, but it also says feeding the cat. Let me get rid of the feeding the cat part. Although, it's still a little early for her. Yeah. Okay, BRB. Okay. Man, I don't know why, but it really feels like there's a lot more ads running today. Which is weird because I don't feel like I changed any settings. But anyways, welcome back from ads, and I am also back from the break. And the more I'm looking at this, I'm like kind of not sure the eye situation. So I have it. Okay, I think actually never mind. I think I know what I need to do. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place right now, but I think what it is the eyelashes, I think should be under the hair. But like, kind of not like all the way, but like, let's see. Let me actually flatten. Oh, except, actually no, that's fine. We can one step at a time. Hold on. I know this is gonna look really ugly for now. Clip, and then pass it down so it's still kind of peeking through. Maybe like 60. Yeah, okay, that works. I like that. Is the bangs? Okay, the bangs are already over that, so when I shade that, or when I color that, that'll still look okay. But on this side, on that side, I think I do want it in front, so I will erase it here. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, it's coming along. The colors are coming along. Okay, I think the next thing we said we were gonna do was close. Did we start this? Oh, that was the bow. Okay. Man, I take one break and I get all discombobulated. A little bit sniffly too. I feel like this isn't the worst allergy season so far, knock on wood. Like last year absolutely took me out. This year I think it's kind of coming and going in like I have days when I'm like really bad, or like maybe even just like a morning when it's really bad, but like it hasn't been like continuous. Like last year I feel like it was just non-stop, like just a constant flow from my nose. My eyes were always watery and puffy, like I was taking allergy medicine every day. Yeah, last year was probably the worst allergy season I'd had in a while. But this year, and again, this year so far, it has been okay, and I hope it stays that way. Hope it doesn't get worse. Yeah, I think this is like my 3rd year in a row sharing that allergy like animation that I did. 2nd or 3rd. I feel like it has to be at least 3rd. But people always relate to that one. Allergies are so real. Which is also why we didn't do a spring wedding, was I knew my allergies had a decent chance of being pretty bad. Should do a poll. Should I go into the office tomorrow? Because I really feel like I should. Haven't been in. I didn't go in last week, and I don't think I did the week before either. Blessed for the non-spring wedding. Yeah, I was like, I know I'm gonna be suffering if we do a spring wedding. I was like, I know I'm not the only one. Yeah. But yeah, the allergies aren't hitting me as bad as they have in the past, which is very nice. I'm very appreciative. Antihistamines and alcohol do not mix well. I believe it. Yeah. We'd have to have like a Benadryl bar at the wedding. All you allergy folks, myself included, we'll be hitting up the allergy bar. Yeah, hopefully by September it'll be good. By yeah, by the fall. It'll be warm, but not like summer hot, but also no allergies to worry about. Yeah, it was really, I think that was our biggest criteria, was like no weather extremes and no allergies, which left us with fall. But I love fall too, because I like the color of trees in the fall. Red trees are my favorite, which I tell Kai all the time, which sounds really stupid, but I don't know. Red trees are just very pretty to me. We have a tree outside our window at our apartment, and in the fall it gets like all bright red, and it's so pretty. I can't wait for it to be red again. It was all naked all winter, and now the green leaves are coming back, so it's starting to look like a tree for real again. And Cassie really likes it because the birds are back, so in the morning we hear the birds in the tree and she gets all excited. But that also means Cassie's waking up early again, so which means we're waking up early again because she gets like the bed is right by the window, so then she climbs up over us to get to the window to look at the birds. I'm glad though. It's like the cat equivalent of your favorite TV show coming back. She hears the birds again. She's like, cool, I get to sit here and watch them. That's another idea I thought of after, like, maybe like 20 minutes before stream. I was like, man, another thing I could have done is just take a photo of Cassie and rig that into a model. But I think it makes sense to do Scrappy Doo, to do Scuffy Doo first, because I think having a model that I can kind of mostly use is a good thing. This is a good placeholder, and it's a little more. It's different than just having the PNG or the GIF. I guess it wasn't exactly a PNG. Not that anything was wrong with that, but I think this is a little more fun, and I can get used to using it. I have several old versions of models. They all exist and are in my files and such, but none of them really feel like designs that I wanted to use, if that makes sense. Like, I know for a while when Kai was streaming, probably most recently, aside from like his recent burst of streaming energy, it was, what was it, content warning? And I did bring up an old model of mine for those, so it would just kind of appear on his stream. But I wasn't really feeling that one either, so I technically could use that one, but I think I'd rather just start fresh with one that like I resonate with more a little bit. Because technically I think I have like 3 different models in existence. It's just yeah, kind of not quite me. Like, it's me, but not quite all the way yet. I did not mean to line this up right with the seam, and I don't know if I like that it does that. Maybe I should just kind of force it this way. Not that that makes a huge difference. Maybe like this. Because honestly, down there, I feel like the leg could, because it's like pushed so far back. The shadow could be a little differently. It could be more like, I'm still not sure if I like having both of these. Maybe I go something like this. Ooh, hang on. Oh, that's why. So that's the color. Oops, I don't want that. Maybe do something like this. I don't even want to go like this, maybe? Like, go all the way down. Something like that. And just fill in the rest of the leg. Question mark, maybe? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll do that. Round out the shape a little better first, though. this. I feel like this needs to go a little more straight down, which means similar deal here. It needs to go more like this. Maybe, I don't know if I necessarily want a cast shadow from the bottom of the jeans. It's so tiny anyways. Maybe I will. Just a little guy, just a little squish. Dun-dun. I feel like I want to do some kind of like scuff, like some kind of should I try a different brush? I don't typically do this. No, I don't like that. Something like this. Simple enough. Sure, I think that's fine. Okay, yeah, I haven't done many highlights on anything, but I probably should go back and do that, like at least on the hair, probably also on the jeans. Should I set this to overlay? Maybe. I'll keep these separate for now, but I might merge those. We shall see. I feel like I'm not that bad at making sure I don't overdo it on the highlights, but the more I look at it, the more I'm like, maybe I am doing too much. That was probably okay. Maybe instead of I'll leave it for now and then maybe do a little like, bam. Something like this, and something like this, right here. Yeah, maybe. Let's turn this off. A little too round, I feel like, maybe. I don't know. How do I normally do it? I feel like I'm like blanking. Just go like this. Queen of overthinking here. Ah! Too smaller little. Maybe it's too white. Maybe that's the problem. What if I just pull it down a little bit? It's not too bad. Something still feels a little off, but oh. Maybe it's fine. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. Let's just move on for now. We'll move on for now and then decide later. This on the toe should probably be hitting the light. I don't know, that might be a little too far back for that. We'll just try this and then oops. It's probably good enough for that. Should I even maybe? Sure. No, let's just have it like this. Okay, and then down here we can go. Just do the base of the shoe first. I merged everything together so that I could like not worry as much about it. But here I am still worrying. But can you imagine how much more it would be if I like had every individual piece on its own layer and was like shading it individually? That would be setting me up for a big overthinking festival. My siblings went home, or not home, they went back to school after spring break recently. And I was just thinking about how while my brother was home, he at some point was messaging about, because my family had a plumber come by to fix their shower, I guess. And my brother at like 4 p.m. texted our like family group chat to be like, I haven't, I need to use the bathroom because I just woke up and stuff. But the plumber's in there. And so we were like, why are you just getting up at 4 p.m.? Which, like, I get it. I was that age at some point too, but it was just really funny to think about. I was like, man. I was like towards the end of my work day, and he's like, yeah, I just got up, but I can't use the bathroom because the plumber's in it, like, fixing stuff. I was like, man, what different points in our lives we're at. Very, very different. Something feels weird about that leg, but I think I'm just overthinking. Ads again? I swear we've had like 10 ad breaks. What the heck? Not cool. This better be an April Fool's joke. I don't appreciate. And I was even like, if I run a really long ad during the starting screen, then it won't come in. Ads equals money. That's so right. You're so right. Very true. But still, no one likes ads. Oh, you know what I gotta do over here? That shadow needs to come all the way up. Yeah, ads equals money, but ads are also just not fun. I don't want to subject people to that. At least I think it's only like a 2-minute ad. Oh yeah, welcome back from ads. Yeah, I was saying I wish I could just get away without the ads, honestly. No one likes ads. Like I thought if I ran a long ad at the beginning, like a 3-minute ad, then it would be like an hour before it was an ad break. And then like right afterwards it was like, we have an ad break incoming. And then 30 minutes later it was another ad break incoming. And I was like, and then I tried to snooze it and it didn't let me snooze it. So I feel like I'm just doing something wrong, but I don't know. Maybe I'll look into it. Maybe it's a really mean April Fool's joke. I don't like it. Not a fan. Did I turn? I feel like I turned something off earlier. This one. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I want this soft shaded one anymore. So we'll do it like this. Okay, this layer also has that necklace. I think it's just a simple purple necklace, so we'll just kind of create it as such, not do anything too fancy. I'll highlight here. I do gotta go back and like highlight the hair too. And let's do the rest of this clothes first. Oh, there we go. What layer am I on? Oh, wait, that makes sense. I was confused because the shadows and the highlights were like overlapping in a way that I was a little confused about, but that makes sense because they're both on blend modes. Maybe. Let's do a little highlight like this. Do I do it on this side? Maybe, but like a different shape. Kind of just looks like the pattern on her shirt. Maybe instead of that, oh, who doodled? Junior, hello, welcome in, Junior. Junior drew a bunny. Looks like a funny bunny. Blue. Welcome in. How are you? Hope your day is going well. I'm chilling here, but I moved this time, so now you can see me making well, less so of the stupid faces. I feel like it's a very bare bones model that I rigged, so I think the faces are pretty standard. I think the thing that I have found in the last couple hours is that now you guys can see how much I tilt my head when I draw. Like, I just kind of drape my head over this way when I draw a lot. Not all the time, but every time I look up, I'm like, oh my gosh, my model is like sideways. Or like in some cases, I lean so far that the tracking just stops because I'm beyond where my phone can see it and track it. I'm good. How's Scuffy do the moving do? Yeah, she's schmovin'. Yeah, I was trying a different method for rigging the mouth that I haven't tried before, and I'm not gonna say I'm like 100% happy with it, but I am glad I got it to work mostly. There were a few shapes that I kind of had to sacrifice to get this to work, partially because of time, but also because like I had like one more shape in here and then it kind of looked funky, so I got rid of it. But funny enough, like either last night or this morning, I saw a tutorial on this like exact method of mouth rigging, And I was like, man, if I saw this, or if this was posted a little bit earlier, then it would have saved me a lot of trouble. But it's okay. It's not Scuffy Doo without the scuff, am I right? Yeah. Also, right before I started this, a little earthquake hit, so I was like, ooh, this is a sign that it truly will be a scuff stream. It's actually, the stream itself has not been that scuffed. It's been pretty normal. Rip those shapes, yeah. Now it's just either a smiling bean or a frowning bean. It's also a little dark in the room now because the sun went away, and so I feel like it's not quite picking up everything, but that's okay. Scuffy Doo gets the job done. That's all we need. We just need the basics. Yeah, it'll be a good placeholder until I finish up the other model, which one day. I don't think it'll be super soon necessarily, but yeah, eventually we will get bigger Sammy Doo. But for now we get Scuffy Doo. You or upside down U-shaped beans. Yeah, it's either upward bean or downward bean. Yeah. Yeah, the other shape that I lost was a regular O shape, like just kind of a neutral like O, but the problem was the mouth guide I was using. I was trying to match it up as best as I could, but it kind of turned into like all of my talking all happened in the O shape unless I was like making a really big like ah face or like a like extreme face. Otherwise it would like almost always be in the O shape. Oh, but the other fun thing about this model is I can be wide-eyed at chat. You say something sussy, I can just be like, what'd you say? What did you just say to me? You did what now? Or I can use it alternatively as like a crazy face, like huh? Kaidu. I was actually considering as like an additional April Fool's thing, I guess. I was considering taking Kai's face, just cropping a circle out of it and just pasting it over mine for like the beginning of stream. Just wear a Kai mask. Imagine that was just the default eyes. I was debating making it a toggle where it just like is stuck like this, but then I don't think I'd be able to blink. Or like the model wouldn't be able to blink, which isn't the worst. Maybe I will set that as an expression actually. You might be onto something, Relu. I might just do that. We'll have crazy eyes toggle. Ooh, that would be a fun redeem too, like a chat redeem. Redeem crazy eyes, and it's just this. Crazy Doo. At that point, I feel like I should do like a full like googly eye thing where it's like I don't know if you've seen Chibidoki's usual model where the eyes kind of like jiggle around. I feel like I could do that. Apply some jiggle physics to the eyes. This is making my eyeballs cold. I should stop doing it, but it's kind of funny. Crazy eyes. Anyways, not sure if I like this highlight. I'll keep it. Why not? Why not? I feel like I want to change the color of the shirt shadows though. Let's see. What can we do? I could use one of these colors or I could mess with the setting. Ooh, actually, okay, I like that. We'll stick with that. That works for me. Easy peasy. Reminder that you all cool and awesome. Oh, thanks, Junior. You're very cool and awesome too. I love having you around. whether you're chatting or lurking. So don't forget that you're also cool and awesome. Maybe I'll switch BGM again. Maybe after this cycle. Oh, hair highlights. I know I've said that like 10 times, but I keep forgetting. Okay, let's group these together. Man, so many layers on the hair. For why? Oh man, I just realized I still haven't done my taxes. I'm master procrastinator. I should probably do that. Maybe I'll do that after this, actually. After stream, Sammy do her taxes. This is your reminder, if you're in the US, tax day is soon, so you better get your taxes done. Taxi do, yeah. Sammy do taxes, yep. Taxes are doo-doo. Why are we getting taxed? I hate it. File your taxes stream? Yeah, nothing could go wrong with that. Let me just share all my tax information on stream. What could go wrong? Flawless idea. Ew, taxes. That's what I'm saying. Taxes are not fun, but I do still need to do mine. Ferris wheel. This was one of the first ones that I saved from Stream Cafe. I like the vibe. It's like cozy, but still a little bit on the upbeat side, which I kind of like. I like that vibe. This line art is not speaking to me the way I wish it did. Where is that layer? Is this one? It is this one. It's not all that smooth. Let's smooth it out a little bit. Okay, that works. Okay, let's go back to highlighting the hair. Anyways, are we on for, I can't remember, did we say we're on for Psyduck stream on Thursday? Or was it a we'll check kind of thing? It might have been that, now that I think about it, now that I say it out loud. I think we said Thursday or Friday. Maybe here, I'll do this. I'm gonna get rid of that like hair shadow piece. Thursduck? Thursduck. I like that. Oh, you know what? Since it's April Fool's Day, you know what? You know what? It's perfect. Dad jokes! Exclamation mark. Dad joke. Thanks, Sarybot. feeling pretty proud of myself. The Sesame Street puzzle I bought said 3 to 5 years, but I finished it in 18 months. Haha, I do like that one. That one's so silly. But good boy. Good bot. Good bot. Sari bot responded to that. That's cute. I didn't know it did that. Okay, there we go. Good bot. I like that for April Fool's Day, Sari bot has like all the funky uppercase, lowercase stuff going on. I should have did that. Hi, Kai Sammy Doo. Hi, Junior. Not gonna lie, I didn't know either. Well, now you do. Maybe a little bit lower. I could probably just move this. What is up, my boy? Hello. I assume that was at Junior, but I'm gonna say hello anyways. I think I saw you in someone else's chat earlier, Junior, but I can't remember whose. I was like bouncing around between streams and like lurking during work, and I saw your name pop up, but I couldn't remember who we were watching. I also think it was like I popped in and your chat was like the most recent chat, but it was also like a few minutes ago. Maybe it might have been Arisa. I was watching Arisa for a little bit before stream. Eggies? Oh yeah, maybe. Probably. Yeah. In my head I was like, I just saw Junior somewhere in someone's chat. It was probably Eggy. Just finished that last episode of Invincible. Ooh, I think I only ever watched the first season, but I have seen a lot of clips of Invincible on like TikTok and stuff. How was it? Like, I think the one that kept popping up for me was like Adam Eve's backstory. That, and then like the scene where they talk about the animation budgets. That was a clever scene. I really love the show. Yeah, it looks like, I say it looks like a good show. I did watch the first season. I just never got around to the second one, but like, I don't know, maybe that's something I should add to my list of things to watch. You know what else I need to do? I need to read Sunrise on the Reaping, because that came out pretty recently. I remember they announced the book and the movie at the same time. And so the book came out probably like a week ago now, maybe a little give or take. But I got it on Kindle because that's where I read all the other Hunger Games books. And I started reading it, but I haven't gotten far. And they just they just released today a teaser trailer for the movie. So they have an official release date now of, I believe it's November 20th of 2026. So I'm very excited for that. I woke up, didn't want to wake up, but next said no more sleeping. Ooh, yeah. That's like definition of waking up on the wrong side of the bed, when you like wake up and your like neck is like not feeling it. Yeah, that's fair. This is probably good for the hair. That might be good for all of the shading, actually. I might just go back and make some of the line art thicker and then start coloring the line art, and then we might be able to call at least this base part good. And it's just background stuff, which honestly maybe I'll do that off stream even, but we'll see how far we get. I've still got a little bit in me. In the meantime, let's just start making everything a bit thicker. Start with this probably. We'll just start from the top and work our way down. So I kind of like to do it the same way I do emotes, where like the outside tends to have thicker lines. So it's the outsides plus any like distinct features that I want to stand out. So similar rules to emotes. Things like the head and stuff should be outlined because that's a distinct part. Details like clothes probably don't need to as much. One pillow felt too high and the other felt too low. Yeah, I also sleep with two pillows. Well, kind of. I do sometimes, especially when my allergies are acting up, because then I can kind of elevate my head a little bit more. Recently, I have one kind of next to me, and so I kind of like hug it in the middle of the night sometimes. Or like I kind of lean my head sideways, because I feel like I always kind of roll a little bit off the bed. Also, I just realized that was not the correct layer. That should be over here. I need to sneeze. I think because I announced it, the sneeze went away. We'll see. It might come back. We'll keep an eye out. Maybe the sneeze will come back. That's usually what I do. Yeah. Pillow methods. Yeah, I like having lots of pillow. I feel like Kai's the opposite. He has like one really flat pillow that he really likes. Which, like, I'm not usually picky about pillows, but if I have a choice, I'll probably pick the more fluffy one. Or like the more, yeah, the less flat one. Oh, sniffles are starting to get to me. Came out of nowhere, what the heck? I'll make this a little thicker just for the sake of like matching the other side of that bow. Okay. I've got this piece, which similar thing will probably just for the sake of making it look cohesive. Is that the right word? Make it all look like it actually is attached together. Flat Hane and Fluffy Doo. Yeah. Fluffy Doo. I like that. That sounds like a dog nickname. Fluffy Doo. Or like if Scooby-Doo was a fluffy dog. Alternate universe Scooby-Doo. Fluffy Doo. Okay. That's probably good. What's next? Let's do the ponytail next. Start with that. I do want this pretty thick, so I'll go up the brush sides really quick. Maybe I will use the thinner one, actually. Just kind of take it slow. Man, every time I look up, my head is like sideways. This is so eye-opening. I'm like, wow, I really do tilt my head like crazy when I draw. I gotta switch back to the PNG. This is exposing me.
Click, clack, patty, whack.
Oh my gosh, hello. What are you typing in? What are you pressing?
Nothing.
Okay. I got me a new keyboard. He wants to show it off. Oh my gosh. Broke my face.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Go on. Yeah, Kai got me a new keyboard. It sounds very nice. And it's pink. Ads will fund
ads.
the wedding.
Somebody please get me like a...
Huh?
What?
What?
I said something nasty.
Of course. It's always so cozy until Kai comes in and then he's like, let me say everything that's on my brain right now.
On my brain and in...
Man, can you imagine if I ran enough ads to fund the wedding? How many ads would that be? Way too many with my current stats. Are you...
Beating like a drum.
It sounds like you want to do a karaoke stream.
No, you do.
No, you're the one singing.
No, duo.
Duo?
Uh-huh.
I'm not much of a singer. We'll do our two-man Hamilton. Was it Vanilla Mochi who tried Hamilton karaoke, or someone tried Hamilton karaoke and couldn't quite get it to work?
No clue. I don't think anyone's tried that.
I could have sworn someone did, and then like
Oh,
the
it was probably
problem.
him
Well, the problem was like whoever it was couldn't find like a version that like had like the cues.
then. Oh, it's probably him.
Yeah, because to be fair, the cues in Hamilton would be a lot to like configure into a video. The heater's warm.
Yeah, it's cold as break.
Yeah.
I'm also not wearing clothes. Yes,
Maybe you should put clothes on if you're cold. Which I know I've said on stream before
What me?
about you. Because you came into my chat and announced that you were naked. And then someone asked for proof.
Slamming that knob.
Don't slam knobs in my chat or in my stream.
Sorry.
What? You said it. This is an important moment where I decide how thick I want this line art for everything. I'll start with this. I don't think I want to go too much thicker than that. I feel like this should be on top of that. Here, let's move this under here. Yeah, okay. That layer order makes more sense. Nekai Hane? Yeah, exactly. You know how it is, Junior. Are you doing your taxes right now, or?
My social security number.
Oh my god, don't even pretend to say your social security number. You stress me out.
Employee's
play
name,
too
address,
much.
and zip code.
You play too much. Kai also picked up his wedding band again. I know we picked it up previously, but Kai ended up getting it resized, and so we got to go pick it up again.
Because my fingers are the thickness.
Yeah, Kai's got large fingers.
They call me sausage.
Who calls you sausage?
That's what you said.
I said no such thing. It might be too thick around the face. Let me fix this. Maybe it's not that bad. Okay, this is all one layer, so we can play around with this. I kind of want to that eyelash over this part of the hair. Okay. Here, I'll mask it like this. Go like this. And just seems right. Did Kai drop anything this time? No, so
That's funny, I just dropped it.
never mind. Yes, he did just drop it. Yeah, the problem before was it was a little too loose.
Tight.
Sorry, a little too tight.
That's why they
So
call me
now
sausage.
he's like, oh, it might be either just right or like a little bit loose, but it's the kind of thing where like with rings, you kind of expect your like finger to fluctuate, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll see.
A fluctuator.
Okay, Kai wants you to know that they call him the fluctuator. I'm gonna get rid of this as well. It's probably good, yeah. Back to this. Oh, bye, Kai. Kai sausage the fluctuator Hane. Seriously. We've got vanilla Sir Barks a Lot mochi and Kai sausage fluctuator Hane. Sausage fluctuator is crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's coming along. Maybe I should make it a tad bit thicker down here. But for the most part, I think chillin'. It's looking kind of scuffy for now, but my hope is that it will look better. Okay, just to make sure, just to put my mind at ease, we'll go through this top part. Just to even it out a little bit so it doesn't look too crazy. Dad joke. What did the big flower say to the little flower? Hi, bud. I like that one too. Hi, bud. What do you call a naked whale? Free Willy! I want to install stream fishing. I was kind of hesitating on it, but I think that's the next thing I want to add to stream. But if I do, I also want to put like custom fish and stuff, so. But that'll give people something to do while they're watching me. Like Kai Hane? Oh my gosh, you're so right. I didn't even do that on purpose. yeah, there's a fond memory of college. Because Kai, I don't think it's that abnormal to, like, in your own home, not wear clothes. I don't personally do it. I like to have clothes on most of the time. But, yeah, Kai, in the comfort of his home, will sometimes skip the clothes. So there was one time in college that he was like, oh, it's getting a little cold. And instead of putting clothes on, he put on a second pair of underwear and for some reason a headlamp. Okay, the headlamp I don't think was related to being cold. He just put it on because he found it. But it was funny. There's a picture of it somewhere. Kai being cold and putting on 2 pairs of underwear and a headlamp instead of, you know, clothes. Okay, so I did make it thicker than I anticipated, but I kind of like it, so we're gonna go back to the ponytail and make it even thicker. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably, once the line art is sorted out, at least the, like, thickness part of it, I may end stream after that and eat dinner. That's the thing I'm always torn between, is like starting early and then eating dinner after, or eating dinner and then I can like go longer. But I think part of it was because I was debating going into the office tomorrow, in which case I do want to get to bed at a reasonable time, and if I let myself go as long as I want, I may get carried away and just stream for super long and then be tired in the morning. I am still kind of on the fence about going in, because, yeah. The second pair of underwear doubles his warmth from clothes. True. However much that was, or however much more actual clothes would be, aren't that important. True, as long as he doubled something. He added some layer of warmth. I'm not sure if I like how this intersects, but maybe if I just go like that. Yeah, I'm not upset with that. Alright, making progress, making progress. I need to erase this though. Oh, that's on the other layer. That is on the sky. Alright. And then we'll come back to here. Make this a little bit thicker. Not upsetty-doo. True, true. Not upsetty-doo. I feel like I say that too much. I'm like, I'm not mad at that. I'm not upset at that. This is all right. I don't hate this. Very non, like, I don't know, kind of just okay-ish words. I feel like I always hesitate to be like, I am so happy with this, because, like, I don't know. I get nervous that I'll say I'm happy with something and then look back at it and be like, wow, that looks really shitty. But not upset with it, that's like kind of, what's the word? Like, not too extreme, not too committed. I don't want to make this too thick since it's not super important, but it's looking like it might look better if it is. Let's actually do the other hair first and then do the face. And then that might be, I don't know if it's a good stopping point, but at least it'll be a good time for a break. We'll see. Voice did a weird cracking thing. Oh my gosh, my model broke too. I learned something recently. Apparently, people associate typing an M dash with AI, like ChatGPT, which I think is kind of interesting because I feel like using an M dash is not all that uncommon. Like, I use M dashes all the time, but recently I've been seeing a lot of people like jump to the conclusion that ChatGPT was used for certain things if they see an M dash. And I'm like, I don't know, I kind of love the M dash. I use it all the time because I never know when to like fully end my thoughts, so then I just throw in an M dash and then make it one really long sentence. I keep thinking of Kai and then of me playing Genshin while Kai I think was also playing Genshin. Yeah, I know Kai played Genshin for quite a long time. I did for a while. Like, I was really into Genshin for a hot minute. And by a hot minute, I mean like when it came out, and then probably for at least a couple years. But then I think around like when Sumeru came out, I started to kind of fall off, and like, or maybe like right before that, maybe towards the end of Inazuma. Oh no, what was it was the underground like water, I can't remember what it was called. But that was where I started to play a lot less, and then so when Sumeru came out, I was like trying to get back into it, but there was like so much stuff, and I got so overwhelmed that I just never really picked it up again. And here I think of before streaming followers. I used to not use them, but now I do. Hello, how are you? Hi, bacon pancakes. I've been meaning to ask, should I call you bacon pancakes or just bacon or just pancakes? But how are you? I'm moving now. That's how I'm doing. I'm moving now. With this scuffed model that I drew and rigged in under 24 hours. You can just call me Bacon. Gotcha. I've probably asked that before, but my memory is sometimes that of a goldfish. But yeah, how you doing, Bacon? Hope your day is going well. Hope your April Fool's Day wasn't filled with too many pranks. I feel like, well, I was gonna say I feel like I don't experience too much of the pranking nowadays, but at the same time, I also didn't leave the house today, so yeah, I just did work and then streamed. Okay, we're making progress. Yeah, we're still working on this fan art for Twirly. Yeah, her live 2D debut is on Friday, so I just wanted to do some fan art for her before then. Yeah, if I don't finish it today on stream, I'll probably do the rest off stream, only because I do want to also make progress on the wedding trading cards, because we got a notification from our wedding website that we are 6 months out from the wedding, which is very scary. And we also put in our second wedding, like, or second payment for the venue the other day. So scary stuff. Let's see. These exist, and they're pretty cool things. I'm doing good. I kind of got pranked. Like, someone gave me stuff that I didn't, but I own. Oh, but that you didn't buy, but you own them. I think I changed a profile picture and had a server change for a day, mostly for April Fools, and then a streamer using a different model. Yeah, true. The true April Fool's prank was remembering about taxes. Yeah, true. I need to do that. I need the government to be like, April Fools, you don't actually need to pay taxes. Can you imagine? Most stressful April Fool's joke. Yeah, I saw a lot of people debuting like models and stuff for today. Let's see. There's one VTuber slash rigger that I follow. They're a cow themed VTuber, and they have a plushie of themselves, because they're a cow, so it's a little cow plushie, and they took a photo of that and rigged it, which was pretty neat. Which is where I was like, man, I should have just taken a photo of Cassie and rigged that. But yeah, I think I need a Sammy model to use on stream first before I do a Cassie model. That would be fun. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Starting to look like a little more fleshed out. We can maybe make the upper lip a little, not like super thick, but like at least a little bit more prominent, because I feel like that's kind of a thing about her model that she likes. I do worry that it'll look like a mustache, but let's see. Maybe I'll make the whole thing a tad bit thicker. Ads incoming. Oh no, ad jail again. What the heck? Okay, that one made sense. I think that one actually was regularly timed, but like, I swear, it feels like there's been so many more ads today. Ads fund the wedding. Maybe a little bit thicker even. Just a little bit, like a few pixels worth. Okay. This. Okay. Maybe I should make that nose shadow a little bit more. Nah, it's probably okay. Oh, I feel like I made it too thick now. Ads are wrapping up. Welcome back from ads. Anyone get any weird ads? Sometimes I get some like funky like shaving ads or whatever. Sometimes sometimes it'll be really related to the stream I'm watching, and sometimes it's just totally outlandish. I feel like there was a point where I was getting a lot of Fortnite ads, which is very random. gonna go. Take care and stay safe, Sammy and chat. Kai, don't lose important stuff too much. Have a good night, Junior. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the company. Good night. Or good day, but yeah, wherever you are. But you take care as well. Okay, yeah, we'll stick with that. I'm not sure if I like how I did the upper lip of that mouth. Here, well, let me try. Maybe if I round this out a little bit. I got 2 tax ads, by the way. Also, I'm in the same place. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. We brought up taxes, and now Twitch is also reminding us that we need to do our taxes. Oh, that looks so much better. Okay, yeah, I think it's just too sharp. Alright, but yeah, don't forget to do your taxes as well. The other thing is, this line got a little bit lost. I don't know if I should go like this or get rid of it altogether. No, I'll keep the line. Maybe a little bit thicker though. The bottom of the ponytail's a little thin too. Man, I'm just gonna end up in an endless cycle of like making everything a little bit thicker here and a little bit thicker there. Before long, the whole outside of the picture is just gonna be quote unquote line art. There'll be nothing left. Are you winning, Doo? Hello, Keys Mias. How are you? Where are the ads at? You just missed them. Had another 2-minute ad break. Yeah, I think they're usually scheduled for every half an hour, but like, I thought when I like play them manually, it like resets the timer, but I guess it does. Well, it didn't feel like it did that today. Are you winning, Doo though? Always winning. Except for the fact that I haven't done my taxes. In that sense, I am not winning. I'm not enjoying that so much. But otherwise, life isn't too shabby. Just normal stuff. Normal stuff and normal work and things like that. Pretty boring. Although I guess Scuffy Doo isn't that boring. I think drawing and rigging Scuffy Doo was pretty fun. Took up my whole, not my whole, but like half my Sunday. Yeah. Oh, I have the urge to make that part thicker too, but I shouldn't, but I am anyways. Also, I'm deleting that, and then, okay. Last thing, and then I'm not gonna touch the line art up here anymore because I'm overthinking. That's it. Okay, cool. We're gonna call that good. We'll color it later. Okay. Dun. Can leave those. Is this all one group? I think it is. Cool. Okay. Nice. Okay. For the clothes, I think I'm mostly just gonna do the outside part thicker. This. We'll fix that later because that layer is going to be on top of that or under that, and then so that'll need to be fixed. Dun, dun, dun. That's a good transition into that. This is all the shirt, right? Yeah, okay. did throw all of that into one layer. Oh yeah, I was saying earlier, so we went to pick up Kai's resized wedding band, or exchanged wedding band, I guess, because we also kind of switched the style of it. And it turned out the girl that was helping us was the younger sister of a classmate of mine, which I didn't bring up to her, but like at the last minute, I saw like her last name pop up on like the laptop that they had. It took me a second to process, and I was thinking about it. And then we left, and I was like, oh wait, she did have a sister, I think. So yeah, that was like a small world kind of moment. Because like we weren't in the city that I grew up in. We were in the area technically, but like it technically wasn't like the exact place. So it was pretty coincidental, I think. Might have made that too thick out there. Like, that's fine. Man, I'm like covering all the shadows that I drew on here, so then I'm like, maybe I should have did this first. I'm never sure what order to do things, honestly. It's just whatever I feel like. That's okay. Maybe I don't want the bows thick. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave it like that. If anything, just a little bit thicker here, but not like too thick either. Oh, here should be pretty thick though, because that is an outside line. Hey Cassie, oh, have you gotten your food yet? Okay, I might need to take a break in a minute to make sure Cassie got her food. Let me just get through. Oh wait, actually, I'll make it thicker, just not as thick as the outside. That's a good middle ground. Same here, I think. Just a tad bit thicker. Nothing too crazy. Is there something here? I think I'm just seeing things. Okay, BRB. I need to feed the kitty cat. I'm back. Put this away. Alright, let's keep going. She's coming along. Okay. Looking at this after stepping away, I'm like, okay, I'm not. It's looking alright. Backy doo. Yes, sir. Yes, I am. Backy doo. Yeah, dudes. That'll be the fan name. It'll be the Sammy Dudes. Drew a little bubble cat thing as a chat mascot, but I don't know for sure what to call him. But Sammy Dudes isn't bad. I might end soon, partially because my phone is gonna die. Which is what I'm using to track, because I had it plugged in earlier, but I don't have a good way to plug it in while it's upright. I'm so glad that I had a teammate in Rivals named I Want a Mommy playing Venom. That's crazy. Rivals players can't make normal usernames. I believe it. That's pretty crazy. Put the phone. I'm gonna read. No, I'll leave it here. Yeah, I'll just go a little longer. Partially because my phone is dying, but also because I'm getting a little hungry. So I should probably eat dinner. Okay, let me make this part of the sleeve a little bit thicker. Dun, dun. Humans this, humans that, who cares? The moon is watching us. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, but I'm out of crazy pills. When am I getting paid? Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a room. A rubber room. I can't remember what comes after that. Haven't recited that in a minute. A rubber room with rats, there you go. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Is that how it goes, or did I miss something? I feel like that was it, and then it keeps going. Crazy? I was crazy once. Rats? You got it. Yeah! I understand the crazy. That necklace is gonna have to be adjusted. Let me just do that now because I think, yeah, I can just go past there. Honestly, it's probably the same for the other side. I can probably just, oh, that's a little different. Well, let's just keep going with this part, and then we'll fix the necklace. Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a room, a rubber room filled with rats, and rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They put me in a room. Making progress. Okay, now I guess we can just, since it's all kind of just a blob, we can just arbitrarily end it there. Arms do go on that layer. I forgot I was debating on the collarbones, but I think I'll just leave it like that. Oh, but with this is where I see. Maybe I'll try to make this a little not too. Okay. I don't usually like doing the lines like inside what I've already drawn, but I think I can make an exception here. Smooth it out. Yeah. More ads. We just had ads. I must have changed a setting or something. I swear we just had ads. Can I snooze it? Will it? Only for 5 minutes. Well, whatever. I'll need to check my ad settings. I feel like I've had so many more ads playing today than I normally do. And I do not like that. And we'll also get ready to change the BGM again. Okay. Hands. Yeah, hands will definitely be thicker outside. Oof, I've gone too far off the screen. There we go. So good. And it's nice that normally I don't like hands, but since we're just outlining the outside, we just gotta preserve the inside shapes, and we're being chillin'. It's all Gouda. Maybe it just feels like the ads are more frequent and like I'm just going crazy. Crazy? No, we aren't doing that again. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I'd make a little more progress on this today. Not that it wasn't a lot of progress, but like I feel like I went a little slower than normal. Like I feel like I got hung up on a lot more today than I have in the past. But that's okay. Still fun and cozy. Still chill. Yeah, a lot of this might end up turning into off-stream stuff. Because if I do wedding cards tomorrow, if I do work on wedding cards tomorrow, and then we decide on Thursday, and then her debut is Friday, then I think the rest of this might have to be off stream after this, but we'll keep going a little bit longer. this one earlier. Let's try this one. Is this the right layer? Oh nope, it is not. It should be here. I can merge this with my hand actually. I think I only did that when I was first drawing it, but it should be chill now. That's a really short track. Okay, yeah, let's do this one. Thinking maybe no, I think we can finish. We'll try to finish the line art and then before we end stream. Which is so weird because you would normally think finishing line art is like closer to the beginning, but I guess I just mean finish accenting the line art. And then I'll probably color the line art off stream. I think anything after that will just happen off stream, which will be that coloring the line art and then doing the background, which won't be too much. It'll really just be the cake roll that'll be more like stuff going on, but the timer is ticking. Debut is very soon, and yeah, it's okay if it's a little bit late anyways, but I think I'd rather, like, we're so close. We can do it. Kind of wish I angled her hand a little more too, but what can you do? I don't want to fix it now. Okay. Let's do. Man, did I just really skip over all of that? I did. Okay. I don't know why I decided to do the layers like that, but whatever. Yes. And then same here. Ads incoming. Sorry. I definitely think I messed up a setting somewhere and like that's okay. Anyone who's not in ad jail can hang out in the meantime. Turn this off just for the time being. I also have a lot more emote slots than I thought I did, so I'm debating doing like an emote drawing stream. I'm open to suggestions for emotes too. I was debating an emote that I really like that other people have is Eggy does this twerking emote for a lot of her friends. I might commission her for one of those. I like the twerky emotes. It's such a fun vibe, and like, I don't know, I use those for everything. Like here, I'll send, Mello was very kind and gifted me a sub to her channel, but she has a emote by Eggy here. That one. Maybe I'll commission Eggy for one of those bad boys. I really like it. I like the vibe. The energy I bring to the function. this back. Okay. Let's get this leg figured out. Ads are wrapping up. Welcome back from the ads. I was saying maybe you'll commission Miss Hello Eggy for a Torky emote. I like the energy of this emote. This is one she did for Mello, for Mary Mello. I like it quite a bit. Hey Cassie, welcome back. Did you eat your dinner? Half the time I get Cassie her food and then she like still waits like another hour before she actually eats it. Such a silly cat. Like a lot of people talk about how their cats like know what time it is and like know that it's dinner time. I feel like Cassie just doesn't really care. Like she probably knows, but like I don't know. She's like whatever. It's what it is. The only time she eats right away is if it's something with sardines. Like we have found that that is by far her favorite. That and plastic bags. She loves plastic bags. I literally opened the fridge earlier and like she ran immediately to the fridge. She knew exactly what she was going for too. We have a bag of hamburger buns from a picnic we had last week. She went straight for it and started nomming on the bag. I was like, what the heck? First of all, how'd you know that was there? Like, she has to have remembered that it was there from last time the fridge was open. And then she heard me open the fridge and was like, yes, plastic. Must eat. Like, what the heck? Oh, was that all in one layer? Oh, it is. I see. That's fine. Let's make it just like a hair thicker. Someone tell me to stop tilting my head so much. The number of times I look up and the tracking is completely lost because I've tilted my head beyond the view of the phone. Craziness. And this one I had it on a separate layer, but I think that makes more sense. You know what I keep seeing that is like both scary and helpful is like people have been making posts on TikTok, and I think it's just the side of TikTok that I'm on right now, where it's like, oh, what are some things that went? Here's some things that went wrong at our wedding, and it's like all sorts of like mishaps and stuff, and most of them are fine. It's like, you know, things go wrong, but the moral of the story is like, it's fine. You guys still have fun. It's still memorable. Like, there's no reason to nitpick all the things that didn't go right, which is very nice, but also it gives me so many things to be afraid of. There was one I don't even know how this happened, but one of the groomsmen straight up wore the wrong color suit. Like all the groomsmen had matching tan suits, and this guy wasn't even close. He wore a dark, like navy blue suit. I don't know how that happened, but they were basically like, yeah, we just had him, we had pictures with and without him, and we just had him not be a groomsman like during the ceremony. Whatever. I'm like, you know what? Reasonable, because it wasn't even like slightly off. It was like completely different suit. I'm like, how do you mess that up? I don't know the situation, but people were like, yeah, that would be a reasonable crash out. Yeah, I've been kind of watching those and thinking of how to address mishaps as they come. It'll be fine. It's over here. Okay, let's just get the shoes and then maybe we'll call it there. Wherever they are, over here. Okay, so that one. Actually, this one. This bottom part needs to be a little bit thicker too. This like ankle part of the shoe. At least at the edge part. I don't want to make this too thick because I didn't make the leg too thick. Maybe just a tad bit thicker up here. Just a hair. That was a little too much, I think. Okay, and the other shoe. I separated these, but they could probably be together. This, though, I think was bleeding over. Oh, no, it's fine. Almost. Hi, Cassie. I'll come hang out with you in a bit, okay? Almost done. We're almost at a good stopping point. Put the laces on a different. I'll keep it on its own area. Like this. Yeah, it's all one big old layer. Okay, and then down here, let's keep going. Final stretch. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Almost. Should I just color the line art while I'm here? No, I'll do the rest off stream, I think. I think this is a good stopping point because I'm getting a little bit hungry and I know coloring the line art seems like not that much, but I know I'm gonna put too much into it and I don't want to rush it too much, so yeah. Next time you see this, it will be finished, and yeah, I think this was a good, productive art day. Yeah. I will be posting this. I'll finish it maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after off stream. and then I'll post it on Twitter, probably on Blue Sky, and then also on Instagram because I've been honestly neglecting my Instagram a little bit, which I feel bad about because, yeah, but thank you guys for hanging out. Let's see. Here, I'll switch to just chatting, but yeah, we can admire Scuffy Doo up close again. Glad I could show this off and stream with this for the first time. Yeah, I think today I'm pretty sure most people are lurking here, but I think I'm gonna raid into Eggy anyways. She was doing some job simulator stuff. However, I think it looks like she may have switched to Vintage Story. I know she was playing. I don't know exactly what she was doing, but she was hanging out with Kelby, and then I think Mary Mello has been playing a lot of Vintage Story, um, which is probably why Eggy is also doing Vintage Story. But yeah, let's go show Eggy some love. Let me learn how to type. Hello, Eggy. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Vintage Story, it gives like Minecraft vibes, but I don't actually know much about it. But we'll get ready for that. W stream, something like that. I don't know about W stream, but Scuffy stream, yes. Here, we'll put some raid messages. Here, we'll do raid message. I don't want to wait a minute. We don't have to wait a minute. I'll manually raid. I just wanted to make sure we were all set here, but yeah. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for letting me show off Scuffy Doo. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.